Good evening, everyone. How are you? Good evening. Want to welcome you back again to University's FireSide Chat. I am Javon. I am personal success strategist, and I help you design a life that is meaningful and purposeful to you. And how do I do that? By focusing on goals, motivation, and just giving you those inspirational things that you need so that way you can keep pushing forward. So I just want to say thank you for coming tonight, because there's so much you could have been doing tonight, but you decided to share your evening with me. So thank you. If you're here, just let me know that you're here. Just put your name in the chat, and then and let me know where you're coming from, where you're watching. Okay. So tonight, what we're going to talk about is growth. Okay. So I like to start off with a quote. And the quote that I have for you tonight is by Benjamin Franklin. Without continuing growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning. Wow, that's a lot right there. Let's just take a moment. Let's just marinate on that for a minute, right? So without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning. So there is a process that I like. Well, actually, it's very popular in the corporate setting, and it's called Kaizen. And Kaizen is a Japanese term. It's a blending of words that just basically means like change for the good. And it focuses on a method for continuous improvement. And researching the term, it originally started after World War II, right around the time, and Toyota adopted that method of thinking, right? And they used it for the factory in processing their cars. And then later it was adopted into the corporate setting. Well, I kind of feel like that is a method that can be applied to your personal life. So let me turn this off. Let me make sure we have no interruptions here. There we go. Yeah, so I think it's something that you can apply to your personal life, and it's about continuous improvement and growth, right? And if you heard me speak in the past, I've always said that I feel that life is a journey of growth, right? That we should always be learning and growing. And if you're not growing and learning, then you're stagnant. And remember, I compare being stagnant to death, right? Because things that aren't growing, they're dead, right? So, Kaizen, what it does is it takes a small approach. It's not like you're looking at the whole big picture and you're trying to attack big change all at one time. Instead, you're breaking it down into bite-sized pieces, right? So it's like a philosophy of what they use is like 1% better. So if you strive to be 1% better every day, eventually that 1% is going to add up, right? And you're going to eventually get to that 30%, 40% better. You're going to show that growth that you need. So when I look at this, what I like to do is I kind of think of it as when I clean up, I have everything everywhere. And I'm overwhelmed because it's just spread out all through the house. Anybody else clean up like that? Like it's just a mess. I just have everything everywhere, right? And then all of a sudden I see everything all spread out and I'm just overwhelmed. And that's how goals can be. Sometimes, like, for example, your goals that you used for at the beginning of the year, right, in January, those New Year resolutions that we like to make. And we're going to say, yeah, we're going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to lose 50 pounds this year. Da, 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 da. And you get overwhelmed or life gets in the way. And then it's like the goal just kind of escapes, right? You just kind of forget about the goal. So back to my room, I have this big mess and it's everywhere. And so that way I don't get overwhelmed, I actually split my room into fours. So it's in quads, right? And I'll clean this corner. Anything that's in this parameter, like this little section of this area of this 4, right? This quad, I'll clean that. Anything else, I'm not looking at it. Okay. Now, sometimes I do move stuff from one corner to the next corner, but I'm only focused on that one corner. And then once I look at that corner, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I made some progress, because now it's one section that's totally clean, right? And then tomorrow I'll do the next corner. I don't try to do it all in one day. I might do it all in one day, depending on how much time I have. But if I'm taking that corner, and if I split the whole room into quads, by the end of the week, guess what? That whole room is spotless, right? Small steps, big goal, right? That's the same thought process with Kaizen. So what I want us to look at, there's 5 key takeaways that when I look at this, I'm able to apply to my life, right? So the first thing is, though, is talking about set your goals based on the smaller steps. The bites, like, you heard that saying, the way to eat an elephant is in small bites, right? So once you have those little small steps, you're breaking them down into little action steps or small goals or milestones, right? So if I'm saying let's say my big picture is I want to, fitness is so easy to do with this one. Let's say I want to live a healthier lifestyle. That's my big goal. And let's say I want to lose 50 pounds, right? That's my goal. All right, that's my big goal. How do I intend to lose those 50 pounds, right? Those are the small actions that I plan to take that is going to lead up to my end result, right? So it might be I'm cutting out soda. Okay, I'm taking soda out my diet. And then by me taking that out and replacing it with water, is it a whole big major change? No, but it's something I can focus on and I can do right now. Sometimes our goals become overwhelming because it's too much too fast. Okay. And if you just take it one step at a time, it's easier to achieve, right? So then you want to keep track of that process. It might be productive, but it's better when you can actually see the growth, right? Remember when I said my room, it is so much easier for me to be like, oh yeah, okay, I can see the progress, right? Because I can see that one corner. It gives me hope that I can do and move on to the next corner. Same thing with your goals. If you're tracking that, you can kind of see, oh, I am reaching my goals, right? So I did a video a few months ago about how to do a goal board, right? And then on that board, you had trackers, for like things that you wanted to do, and you had a 30-day tracker. And on that 30-day tracker, if it's it's in your face, right? To let you know that you are doing better each day. And it's a form of accountability because it feels satisfying when you take those X's and you mark them, or however you stars, like even like when I used to work with the little preschoolers, they love the little golden stickers, right? They love the little sticker board. Why? Because they can see the progress. We're the same way. We may not be getting gold stickers or anything like that, but you can see the progress, and that gives everybody hope to keep pushing forward. So that is what I like about this method, because it makes obtaining your goal more realistic. So continuous improvement, it doesn't focus on huge gains and big improvements all at one time. Instead, it's all about long and steady progress, right? Long and steady wins the race, right? So what are some things that I want to keep in mind when I look at this? I want to maintain a growth mindset, right? To remember that learning is important, that we should always want to learn new things. Hi, Dr. Hare. How you doing? So you always want to you always want to make that progress, and you want to keep that mindset of learning new skills and new things, because that's what keeps it fresh. Even if you're in a profession, right? There are things that you have to take, like PDUs, like for my project management certification. I just had to go through, every 3 years, I have to produce so many hours of learning, right? In education, same thing. They call it CEUs, right? Continuing Education Units. So I'm sure doctors and other professions, there's things that you have to do because things change. Accountants, I know every year there's a conference or something that's brought out because there's new tax laws. So same thing with your personal life. Even if you are looking at maybe new ways to see something or to address something, it's just about continual growth, right? So that is the first thing. The next thing we want to do is eliminate waste. If it's not working or serving a purpose, replace it. Okay, it's not serving you anything. It's kind of like that closet that we have, and it's full of it's full of outfits. I have things in there that I said, yeah, I'm gonna I don't know what I want to call it, but I don't want to get rid of it, right? Because one day I'm going to fit that outfit one day, right? No, just let it go. If I'm not wearing it this year, or if I haven't worn it within a year, it's just taking up space in my closet. Let's just be truthful, right? So same thing in your life. Eliminate waste. And that's not just material things. That can be people, right? People can be toxic or something like that. Eliminate that waste. Get rid of it because it's impeding your progress, right? More waste could be negativity, negative thoughts, right? Those things can be impeding your progress. It's taking up space where it's occupying space where something else should be filling that space, right? Because something new can't come in if there's something already there in that spot, right? So in order to put something positive, you got to get rid of the negative. Then the positive can come in. In order for new people that are supportive to be able, or your cheerleaders, I like to call them your personal cheerleaders, for them to come into you got to get rid of the toxic people, right? So if I want new clothes that I can fit, I got to get rid of the things that I can't anymore. That's another philosophy of the Kaizen. Eliminate waste. Get rid of the things that are not serving a purpose for you. Next, you want to utilize a pool of resources. Yes, we are smart individuals, but when you're working collectively, just think about all the intelligence that you have together. Or where one person might be weak, another person might be strong. Different perspectives kind of help you see things like, yeah, I never thought of it that way. But because that person is looking from their lenses, they can bring a new look or a new light on it, right? So like for right now, like I'm going through a rebranding, right? So I'm rebranding and I'm going through different things, and I have a fresh pair of eyes looking at my stuff, because it's like, okay, well, you're looking at it from a different perspective. I'm kind of close to it. I kind of already know what I mean when I say this. And, this person can come in and they're like, I don't understand. What is this product? Because I don't understand what this means. Right? So different perspectives. Your pool of resources, maybe they have a strength that can help you in whatever area that you need that you might need growth in, and they're strong. That's their strong point. They can help you in that, right? So utilize your pool of resources. And I don't think we do that a lot, because I think a lot of times we don't like to ask for help, right? And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because we think it's a sign of weakness, or it's a lack of our, like it attacks our credibility, or I don't know what it is, but or maybe we're just makes us vulnerable at that time. But often we don't like to just ask for help. And that is a shame, because that person is probably waiting to share what they have, and you can benefit from it and make life so much easier, right? So, the next one, I love this one. No excuses. Okay? No excuses. Now, I know a quote about excuses, right? But in this situation, it's talking about no excuses. That means if something doesn't work out, just be like, oh, well, it didn't work out for me this time. No, find a solution. Okay? So when things don't work out the way that you intend for them to, look at it as a learning moment and find a way to make it better. Okay? So just don't use it as an excuse to give up or to stop pushing forward. Use that as a catalyst for you to say, okay, well, maybe I'll try this next time and maybe it'll be a little bit better. Okay? Do you know how many times people who make inventions try that invention doesn't just come after the first try they make that? I'm sure when Edison was trying to do the light bulb, was it Edison with the light bulb? I think it was Edison with the light bulb, right? When he was trying to do the light bulb, I'm sure the first thing he made did not make you know what I'm saying? So, continual progress, right? Your skills, your learning, your growth mindset. See how all this ties in together and how this can apply to your personal success, right? Then, the one that is key. Take it one day at a time instead of putting it off for tomorrow. Procrastination. Oh my goodness. Procrastination kills everything, because it also makes a mindset of complacency. And once you feel complacent, oh man, you creeping into that area of being stagnant. And we already said what being stagnant does, right? So if we want to grow, if we want to be better, then take it one day, baby steps, take it one day at a time. And remember, so that's the Kaizen thought, 1% better, just be 1% better. You don't have to be the whole 100, right? 1% better. So maybe, like I said, if my goal this week was, if like I said, let's go back to the health thing. If I want to, lose weight, because let's say I need to lose weight. And another thing Kaizen tells you to do, ask yourself why 5 times, because asking yourself why 5 times will bring you to the heart of the matter, right? So I want to lose 50 pounds. Why? Because I'm on the verge of being diabetic, right? Why? Well, because I don't make good health choices, food choices. Why? Well, because it's easier for me to just grab stuff on the go. Why? Because I don't budget. I don't prioritize my day. Do you see how that 5 just went from the big and narrowed it all the way down to my big problem? My big problem is I don't use my time wisely. If I use my time wisely, then guess what? I will have time to maybe meal prep, right? So I can make healthier food choices rather than going out buying City Barbecue or whatever it is I want to buy every day, right? Then once I do that, then maybe I can I would make the better food choices, and then that would keep me from knocking on that door of being becoming diabetic, right? Which impedes, which brings other things, other health issues and stuff like that. So do you see how that asking why 5 times brings that into play? So what I want you to do is I want you to think about your big goal. Okay. So, because when we meet next week, we're going to talk about this principle and we're going to take it one step further. So I want you to think about that big goal. And the goal has to be relevant to you though, because if it is not important to you, if it's not a priority to you, then you're not going to focus on it. Okay. So if you have to ask yourself the whys, ask yourself the whys 5 times. Remember, you're going to dig deeper and deeper and deeper. And then when you get there, what steps can you take that will actually make this a realistic goal for you to achieve? Okay. Because the whole key of everything that we do is so that we can be successful, right? So how can you be 1% better? Just ask yourself that. Just not 50%, not 80%, 1% better. And apply that to anywhere. You can just pick any goal, okay? And you're going to break it down and you just want to make it 1% better. Okay? So, are there any thoughts on or any questions on anything that we talked about? Any comments, anything like that about what we talked about tonight? Because I want to make sure that we got it, because we're going to do this together. Okay. So remember, Benjamin Franklin said, without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning. And remember, we're all about success on this channel, right? So think about your goal. Think about your action steps and how you're going to be 1% better. So that way you can be one step closer to achieving that goal. Okay. So thank you, Dr. Hare. I'm glad. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Thank you. So if we don't have any more comments or any thoughts or anything like that, and we can just go ahead and we're going to close tonight. So I want you to think about the things that we said. Think about your action steps. And if you are ready to start living a life that is meaningful and purposeful to you, then subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to hit that notification bell, because that's how you know when I'm going live and all the good stuff is coming on this channel, right? But you can also follow me at www.SPARKNUniversity.com. And there you'll find a whole bunch of resources and different things that we have. And we're about to start every quarter. I open up for the Get Up, Shake and Move Hustle. So Get Up, Shake and Move Hustle is a program that we use for accountability, encouragement, and where you get the clarity that you need. You create a action plan that will take you from your idea to execution. You have that check-in, so that way we can be accountable for the goals and stuff that you set forth. And then also you learn different processes and systems that you can use. Do you have to be an entrepreneur for this? No, you do not. Do you have to be someone who is just trying to reach whatever goal that you have in mind? Regardless of the goal, the process to get there is the same, right? So check it out. Visit my website, and remember, don't forget your work that I need you to do. And when we come back next week, we'll talk about this next week, okay? So choose today to start living your life boldly, passionately, and purposefully. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Good night. Good night.